do you checkmate in 2 moves with white here? This rook is spinning this pawn, which means black would be stalemate if it was their turn to play. So your first target here is to make sure your friend with black is able to move this pawn on the next move. Now start analyzing where this rook can go, so on the next move you can deliver a checkmate. The first move that comes to our mind is to put the rook here, but after he pushes, there is no possible checkmate on the next move, because you check, he covers with his pawn, and you lost on time. So now you start thinking, this bishop may be the hero, but you also know that you have to make sure this pawn can move to avoid stalemate. So the only square the bishop can go to is this one, cutting communication between this rook and this pawn. Now your friend only has one possible move. Now if you remove this bishop, you give a discovery check with the rook, but your friend can push this pawn. But if you found that you could pin this pawn instead, well done, because it's a brilliant checkmate. I see too many people blunder this type of positions, thinking their king should head this way to increase their chances. No, keep your king on the lower rank and close to your rook to avoid forks. Rule number 1, don't try to win with white. Try not to lose. Rule number 2, when the rook is behind the pawn, the farther the pawn is advanced, greater are your chances to draw with white. And remember this, black wins in all cases when his king blocks the pawn that has not crossed the middle line yet. If the pawn reached the 5th rank already, almost all positions are winning for black. But when this pawn reaches the 6th or the 7th rank, it is always a draw, unless you go up the board with your king. Now black wins easily after queen h4, king f5, check, and the poor king is overloaded. Instead, go the other way. If he checks, stay on the 3rd rank, and black cannot make any progress and you draw easily. Can you find a checkmate in 3 moves? Rule number 1. Start by screening all possible checks. Here, white only has one possible check with the knight, taking advantage of the fact that this pawn is pinned and cannot capture the horsey. This king moves, and now things get spicy. If you are thinking about this queen sacrifice, I'm gonna disappoint you, because after rook takes, there is no checkmate. I see 3 possible ways to check this poor king. Let's start with this check. The king goes back to his corner, and there is no checkmate again. How about checking with this knight instead? This rook is pinned and the king has no square, but the queen can sacrifice herself for her king, and once you take, the king hides in the corner again. So how is this possible to checkmate in 3 moves here? Simple, by using the last possible check you have. The king cannot move, the rook is again pinned, but you're thinking the queen can just grab this knight. Yes, she can, but now comes the queen checkmate. Can you believe white with a piece down is winning this game? The rooks are staring at each other. Your friend says, you take mine, I take yours. But we have a beautiful trick here. Start with this check. He pushes the pawn, take it. So the king goes to a4. And please don't blunder this move thinking it's checkmate. This rook is still alive. Capture the rook instead. Check. Attack his rook. And when he checks again, do you know what's better than protecting this rook? Sacrificing the rook! Because when he takes king c4, we threaten to take the rook, but also checkmate on the next move. But wait, it's fine. Black can cover this fight with his rook. If I can't checkmate this way, I go the other way, threatening checkmate here. Now your friend is thinking, that's fine. I control this square with my bishop. And now, after sacrificing the rook, we sacrifice the second rook. Bishop takes, checkmate. How do you stop this pawn from queening? This pawn can't be stopped, so the only way to try and win for white is if there is a checkmate pattern. Start moving this knight, and if the king captures, the rook is now free to go to g1 and grab this pawn and win easily. But wait, of course your friend will smell this trap from miles away. He queens instead. Now check, this poor king has only one square, and now we all do the same thing. We keep looking for more checks that lead to checkmate. Instead, use your full army and bring the king, threatening to checkmate like this on the next move. So black is forced to find some space to breathe. And now, are you looking for checks again? Don't. Just reduce the space around this king, threatening rook checkmate. But black can take, so the knight is not defended anymore. Defend it again. And when the queen takes this pawn, rook check, the king takes the knight. And now, how do you checkmate on the next move? white is in trouble. If you try to capture the pawns, black plays bishop e5, and after the queen moves, rook h8 is checkmate. So white is lost. Now that we know the threat, let's do something about it, right? I lie to you. Move your king, and when your friend thinks he won the game after this move, how about we give him a pin for free? Because if he takes the queen, you take back with the pawn. Zugzwang. Black is a rook up. He pushes the pawn. We take, and now he's forced to move. We take the rook, king e6. We protect our pawn and win easily this endgame. But wait. It gets even better after he retreats. Now sacrifice this pawn. He takes, and now how about we invite him a second time to pin our queen? He takes. Now take the pawn back, and when the bishop takes the queen, another Zugzwang. Black is forced to give us the rook. King d7, king g8, king e6. We defend our pawn. He pushes, and now how do you win this endgame in 2 moves?